I always thought the 60% keyboard form factor wasn't for me, but this keyboard changed my mind. Of course, it's not without its drawbacks, but let's take things one at a time. Let's start with the intro. When budget magnetic keyboards first appeared, I didn't believe they could be any good, especially after building a custom keyboard for $150, negative $200, a $30 one seemed like a toy. But then I tried the Attack Shark X85, X68HE and Lamzu Jet 75 and realized magnetic switches are purely a gaming focused feature, fast, crisp, perfect for FPS games. And now, my collection includes one of these ultra budget magnetic keyboards. And it's exactly the one I want to talk about today, the Monsgeek FUN60 Pro. When I first held it, the first thing I noticed was how light it was, which makes sense since it's a 60% form factor keyboard made entirely of plastic. But despite that, it has a surprisingly solid, monolithic construction. Visually, the FUN60 looks great, minimalist and clean. The only aesthetic downside are the keycaps. The version with side-printed legends looks significantly better. But what surprised me most were the switches. They have a really pleasant feel, not too soft, with a nice springy resistance, if you know what I mean. What's truly surprising for a $30 keyboard is that they don't even sound bad. Since the plate is aluminum, obviously there's no flex, but who the hell needs flex anyway? What matters here is precision and 0.1mm actuation accuracy, not some fancy sound. Let me quickly cover the software. It's available both online and as a standalone app. While it has all the necessary features, the main issue is that the interface is a complete clusterfuck. You'll get lost 10 times before finding what you need. Before using the keyboard, I strongly recommend going to the switch selection page, highlighting the entire keyboard, selecting your installed switches, and calibrating them. Out of the box, the keyboard might behave weirdly. For example, in my case, you press a key, but it randomly releases even though your finger is still on it, or some keys might activate by themselves. To avoid these fuck-ups, run the calibration. Also, I'd suggest setting minimal actuation values only for crucial keys, like WASD and maybe spacebar. For other keys, such sensitive settings are usually unnecessary, though this depends on the game. Only optimize what's truly important. But like I said, since the core functions work properly, this keyboard performs exceptionally well in shooters. In CS2, the difference is night and day. Your movements become quicker, more precise, and that goddamn character momentum completely disappears. Now, there is an adjustment period. When I first switched to a magnetic keyboard, my movement went to complete shit. Even basic jumps like Mirage's car to balcony became impossible. But after a few hours of practice, everything clicked into place. For the first time ever, I had 100% control over my movement in CS. Valorant is different though. The upgrade isn't as noticeable because unlike CS, when you release a movement key in Valorant, your character stops immediately. None of that ridiculous CS2 momentum. That said, you can still feel the strafe acceleration boost, especially if you test it in deathmatch first. I have already mentioned one minus. The second minus of this keyboard is its stabilizers. But honestly, that's it for flaws. For just $30, this is an amazing budget magnetic keyboard built specifically for gaming, where it absolutely shines. It's obviously not ideal for work or typing, you're missing the arrow keys. And forget about the function row, though let's be real, who actually uses those? But for pure gaming enjoyment, this form factor is perfect. It saves desk space, looks slick in any setup, and delivers buttery smooth performance. Bottom line, if you've been on the fence about magnetic keyboards, I 100% recommend giving this one a shot. Oh, and hit that follow button on my Twitter. This has been your friendly neighborhood Showman. Showman? Whatever the fuck. Peace out.